We're live.
Oh, we are live, baby.
Woo!
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for happy hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigar, spirits, and stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I am Matt Fox. Where am I?
We're in a new little dugout.
Kinda, yeah.
New little dungeon. My Man Cave office in the basement of my 200-year-old home.
In the bowels of the Flanagan household. Yes.
It's we're set up a little office space. I've been teaching remotely.
Yeah.
And so I had to set up a little office space. And and Colleen was like, you want to set up like a little lounging area? And can you get all your damn bourbon out of my cupboards?
Well, they say to store bourbon in a cool, dry place.
It is very cool down here.
It is very cool.
A whole lot cooler than this.
You know what? You did a nice job here. I gotta tell you,
I appreciate it.
I'm impressed.
Well, thank you. We're having a good time, and it's fun. It's not done yet, and I'm going to hang up some Johnny Bravo beads. That's kicking it way back to
this little area. Feels like there should be a couch, because Professor Flanagan over here helping you through your emotional stresses of this COVIDian timeline that we're living in.
Well, that's it. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just trying to get through the stresses of life.
It's kind of fun, but you invited me over.
Yeah,
I was actually on my way out to our studios, to the palatial Podcast Detroit Northville studios, and I called you. Yeah. I'm like, are we in studio? Or are we? He's like, no.
Oh, we're recording at my house. Oh,
that 10-minute drive opposed to a 40-minute drive. So thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured it'd be nice to hang out. I wanted to give this a try with this setup. In this location like this. So. We figured to give it a shot and see what it was like. Well, you should pull up Facebook and see if the audio is rolling well
do
or
that.
not. It's a test. We have guests. The nice thing about this is we have some guests join us here and there.
Yes.
This would be Percy.
Hi, Percy.
He's joined the party.
He's part of the Man Cave, yes.
Yeah, he's welcome to the party, pal. All right, there you go. And the audio's there. Okay, so it sounds all right. So that's good. So I was just checking. It's low in the headphones.
It's all good.
There's different toys that we haven't used in a different setting we haven't done. So just want to make sure. Because I've poked the pooch on it more than once when we're doing technical stuff.
You're a consummate professional, just gotta say. So,
but today we're going to do just a taste. We have a couple things lined up. We're going to record a couple things here, but we're going to do just a taste. But before we get to what we're tasting today, you know me, Matt.
I do. I hope I do.
I'm cheap.
You know what? We all have our phases. Thrifty. Yes.
But I'm always looking for a deal on bourbons. And you can get good bourbon for under $20.
Absolutely.
I have not been buying bottles around $20 of late. I bought a Four Roses. I the regular Four Roses. And I think that was the least expensive bottle I purchased.
I think that's what comes around $26.99 MSRP or something like that.
No, it was the $20 one.
Oh, the $20. Oh, okay, fair enough.
It was the very priced right one. Very value brand. Everything else has been pricey. A lot of barrel picks and a lot of store picks, and I just like, why are you doing that? And it's like there's good inexpensive bottles, and I've had some of these on my shelf. So this is from Up Rocks, and this is like a list of bourbons you can get for under $20 and under that are going to be pretty darn good bourbons, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of things. What's something, because we've been learning a little bit here. What's something that raises the price on the bourbon?
The age statement. Yeah.
And really behind that, why the price goes up with age because as it sits in the rick house, they're paying tax on it.
Yes.
So if a barrel sits there for 2 years, 3 years, they're paying tax. If it sits there for 10, 15 years,
they've been paying a lot.
They've been paying a lot more tax.
Yeah.
And they got to recoup those costs. And so it goes up. So some of these are younger, but that's a good way of keeping the costs down. A vast majority of bourbon, they're 2 to 4 years. And that, a lot of people say that's plenty.
Yeah, it's a younger, it's a younger feel to the bourbon itself.
So some distillers, some master distillers will say, if you age it over 15 years, you've ruined it.
Oh,
some even say 12.
So let me test your knowledge then. How long does the bourbon actually have to stay in the barrel to then have it be called a bourbon?
I don't know. I don't have that off the top of my. I was just thinking as I was saying 2 to 4 years. I'm like, what is the minimum age? I don't know off the top of my head. I just as we started talking about it, I'm like, there's a factoid I should have at my fingertips right now, and I don't. And this is where we're novices.
Yeah.
And we're learning. Do you know that fact off the top of your head?
I was asking you because I don't. I could look it up as well.
Well, you look it up because you got your laptop sitting over there.
I got my phone here too.
And as I'm gonna talk about these bottles that you can get for under $20 as you find out what's the minimum age for a bourbon in a barrel to be called bourbon. I want to say 2 years, but it might be 3. So, and I don't want to be wrong,
right?
Because Colleen's not here. She's only up, but she's upstairs. To tell me I'm wrong. So if a man talks in this forest and his wife's not there to hear him, is he still wrong?
Maybe.
I don't know, something like that. Isn't that how that saying goes? But bottles under $20. And this is, like I said, it's off of the website Uprocks. And there's 10 bottles that are all below $20. But they're nice to have on hand.
Okay.
They're nice to have on hand. And up first, I like this one. It's Ancient Age.
Ancient Age.
And I like this. The bottle, it looks like, it looks like a bottle from the 60s, the label itself. And it just reminds me of something that would have been like on grandma's cupboard,
Right.
Grandma and grandpa's cupboard. But it's coming out of the Buffalo Trace distillery, Frankfort, Kentucky. And it's a high rye bourbon. And it's a good starter whiskey. Right? So the Ancient Age, it's corn, caramel, vanilla. Ooh, surprise! But notes of toffee. You'll get some notes of toffee in the Ancient Age. But so you look at the picture. But yeah,
look at that.
Right. So that's
that looks like an ancient. The labeling does look
big. It's got the big red A's on it, and it just it almost looks like a rum. You'd almost say, "Oh, is that a rum label?"
But I don't understand why they chose to call it AA.
Yeah. Well,
I got if you have to, please do it. But still, that's just kind of funny.
That is, the double A's on there.
I have an answer for that age.
How old what is the least a bourbon can be aged to still be considered bourbon?
The least?
Or
it's 2 years actually.
2 years, okay. What's 2?
Yeah, right. So if you want to call your bourbon straight bourbon, you have to age it for at least 2 years in the barrel itself.
2 years.
If you age it for less than 4 years, though, you have to put an age statement somewhere on the bottle telling folks just how long it's been aged itself.
So under 4 years must have an age statement.
Right.
Minimum of 2 years. All right,
minimum
that's
of
what
2.
I said, 2 years.
Yep. Well done, sir.
I was thinking, but in the back of my brain, I'm like, it could be 3.
Yeah,
it could be 3. I don't want to be wrong.
Sorry, I keep coughing here, folks.
It's all right.
It's not the vid, promise.
Way to go, Patient Zero. Another one, and I've had this one on my shelf a couple of times, and I haven't replaced it, and I should. Ezra Brooks. $12.99.
I've heard of Ezra Brooks.
Ezra Brooks. I think I'm not sure if we did it just to taste. I know we tasted it. I don't know if we did a recording about it. But yeah, so it's coming out of Louisville, Kentucky, at the Ezra Brooks. And it's a label from the mid-20th century. It has lasted and it's stuck around. It's an old school blend of corn, rye, and barley mixed with soft limestone Kentucky water.
Interesting.
Vanilla and caramel mingle with hints of sandalwood, peanut, and honey.
Sandalwood peanuts.
No, not sandalwood.
And peanut.
Peanut.
And honey.
And honey.
All right, fair enough.
Not sandalwood, peanut.
That's what I thought I heard.
Did I say that quickly?
It's all good. That's what I heard. I've been late for just hearing what I want
to. Pause and honey.
I've been accused of not listening very well. So
and it could very well be a citrus note in the background for you as well. A bit of dark oak char on the finish.
Gotcha.
So there you go. Ezra Brooks. I've had Ezra Brooks. I know we've had it together. And it's really reasonably priced at the $12.99.
Yes.
The Ancient Age down at $11.49.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a very value priced one. Hayes Parker Reserve is another one coming in out of South Carolina at $12.99. South Carolinian bourbon uses aging techniques called Terry Pure. We should do a tasting of these. Line up a handful.
Yeah.
Get away with we could buy 4 bottles and
get away with it for $45 total.
Yeah, get what I'm doing on just one bottle. So that's
called being thrifty.
That's another one. This one has some cinnamon and sweetness.
Okay,
on the open on this.
That's probably I would actually like to try those because they might be reminiscent of other things that we've tried, and that's that. What do you do? Because bourbon has its unique, tasty notes, flavors, but what would be similar by tasting those to something we've already tried? Right,
and we could match them up because we did that higher or lower.
Yes.
We had some fun with that.
Yeah, we did.
And so we did the Jesse James.
Yeah.
We did the rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah.
I just went into Kroger and I picked something off the top shelf. And I picked something off the bottom shelf.
Yep.
And, you could on the blind, it wasn't dramatic, but you could tell.
Right.
There was a difference in the taste. But
absolutely.
It wasn't as dramatic as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
All right, there's another one. The JTS bottled brown, bottled and bond is another value.
So it's
one
100 proof.
Yeah. 13. It's 100 proof, 50% ABV. Have you had the JT?
No, just the bottle and bond.
Bottle and bond, 100 proof.
100 proof. Yeah.
Look at Matt in his big brain.
That's something that's been drilled into my head over the past 3 years. So
1349. That's coming out of Heaven Hill.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Might have caramel oak, cherry. And cinnamon and vanilla has a kick in there for you as well on that one.
Interesting.
Now, here's what I haven't heard of this one before. Black Eagle Bourbon Whiskey.
I never heard of it.
So Black Eagle Bourbon out of Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Hey. It might not be available in Michigan. Then maybe that's why, but $13.99. It's not a huge standout on the list, but it gets the job done.
There's only 2 things that come out of Minnesota, though. Prince and Kirby Puckett. That's all that comes out of Minnesota.
No, Peter Himmelman.
Oh, really?
My boy Peter Himmelman.
That's one of your favorite Celtic Irish singers?
No, he's not. He's Jewish.
He's Jewish? Oh.
He's just a singer-songwriter.
All right.
He's amazing. He married Bob Dylan's daughter.
Oh. Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, he doesn't play it up. They were on Star Search because he had a band. He
the old Ed McMahon Star Search.
And so they got offered to be on Star Search, and you get paid, right? You get paid for your appearance. And Peter's all like, "Oh, we're better than that," and he's like, he didn't want to do it.
Right.
He was like, this thing. But the guys in the band are like, dude. Money.
Yeah.
It's like
got to make a livelihood somehow.
So he was out to not win. So he went out there barefoot. But he's just really. They didn't win, but they did well though. But he's just so good. Anyway, so he's out of Minnesota, and so is this Black Eagle Bourbon Whiskey. He does like live stuff. Look him up on the FaceBase if you like singer-songwriters.
Yeah, he's actually really good. You play him quite a bit because Jamie and I, we both DJ weddings and events and parties, and you do throw him into your dinner set sometimes and what have you.
He's living in New York now, but he's working out of his apartment, and he's doing like little sessions, like a lot of musicians are doing because they're not out gigging and playing.
Right.
So he's just plugging in, and some of the musicians don't sound good. It sounds like they're just playing at their laptop,
Right.
But he's got it set up really nice. And it sounds really, really good. And he's always got a positive message.
We keep digressing here, so tell me
Black
more about
Eagle
this.
Bourbon Whiskey. All right, Black Eagle from Minnesota. like my boy Pete.
All right.
And no bells and whistles, but it gets the job done. And it has a dry end with a little bit of warmth. Right, so classic bourbon, vanilla, and caramel, but it's got a dry. It's a dry. I'd be interested in that Minnesota, because not all bourbon has to come from Kentucky.
No, it does not. That's a misnomer.
So we should do that as a show, as just non-Kentucky home.
Yeah.
And that'll be the headline. That'll be the title. Non-Kentucky home.
We've got quite a few here in Michigan to choose from.
Oh yeah.
But we are a worldwide podcast.
Yes.
So, and we've had folks from across the pond and from from where were we? With Milk and Honey.
Yeah.
In Israel. Right? Yeah. So,
Al and Tomer, our boys in Israel.
Yeah, but there is a lot of bourbon. There are a lot of distilleries out there. So I would really enjoy putting together
a fun little theming thing to do. But again, these are all cheap bottles, inexpensive bottles you can get your hands on for under $20 that are a good value and a good bourbon. Henry McKenna, I see this on the shelf all the time.
So do I.
And again, there's so many bourbons to try.
Yeah.
And I keep on buying Long Branch and Buffalo Trace.
That's your daily drinker.
So it's like, I keep buying those, and I mean to try these other ones. All right, it's just weird. That phantom scratch. All right.
Oh yeah,
knock it off, cat. So the next one up is Bart from Bardstown, Kentucky.
Okay.
Bardstown. Oh, that's Henry McKenna.
That is Henry McKenna.
From the Bardstown, 1449. So it was kicking it off the late 1800s. This version of the Henry McKenna has a distinction of being a Kentucky table whiskey.
Interesting.
So, Mom, I don't want the milk. Can you pass the whiskey? And I don't know why I was in like a little fake British accent.
Were growing up, were your parents inclined to let you have a sip of wine or have a glass of wine with dinner before you can even walk, or before you were even in grade school?
Like Christmas.
Okay.
There might be a splash of wine at a holiday.
Right. Yeah, because I was the same. We'd have spaghetti night, and my father would give us a little nip of wine or what have you, or I'd taste my grandfather's beer, just because I asked for it. And he said, "Yeah, go ahead." Explains a lot now.
I regret that. Another one that I've had on the shelf that I haven't replaced, Evan Williams.
Right.
We've done the Evan Williams. Evan Williams, $14.99. Again, it's 100 proof, 50% out of Louisville, Kentucky. Can't go wrong with a bottle of Evan Williams.
No, we've done Evan Williams. We did just a taste of Evan Williams before. It was a single barrel, I think.
Very caramel forward on this one, but creamy vanilla and baking spices towards the end of it. Maybe even a wisp of banana.
Wisp?
A wisp.
First time you've used the word wisp on the Man Cave Happy Hour.
Might be the last. But yeah, that's the Evan Williams. And then coming back at you, the big orange label.
The big orange label. Ooh, I'm trying to think which one's the big orange label.
Old Granddad.
Oh, Old Granddad.
Out of Kentucky.
That's right.
Claremont, Kentucky, $16.99. It's a high rye bourbon from the folks over at Jim Beam.
Okay. And we did the Old Granddad with our Talk Bourbon to Me friend as well.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did.
Now, here's what I've seen on the shelf, and I thought it was going to be pricier. Apparently, it's a reasonably priced one, the Jim Beam Repeal Batch. Huh. Yeah, it's got it's got the special labeling, and it's the Jim Beam Repeal Batch.
Interesting.
I thought that was. I didn't know that was. And again, there's so many things on the shelf. $16.99 on that one, and then the last one on here is leads us to what we're going to be trying. But this one on our list here is Wild Turkey. It's a good old Thanksgiving standard.
Right.
Wild Turkey. So it's $18.99 for a fifth of that. Keeping it cool. It's a classic high rye mash bill, heavily charred new oak, results in something that shines at this point. Roasted corn, spicy rye taste, and maybe even a little bit of stone fruit to greet you.
If you bring the wild turkey, I'll bring the potatoes, aka Zim's vodka. So we got our turkey and potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to figure potatoes, right? French fries, chips, vodka. It's like other vegetables aren't even trying.
Right.
I think Nip posted something along those lines. But that leads us to what we're trying today, something that I paid more than $20 for, which is we went with the Russell's Reserve.
Yes.
I have a cat on my lap, so
I'll get it.
You're going to have to get the booze. I'm trapped by cat. There's house rules. If the cat is sitting on you, you don't have to get up.
All right, I'm going to pour.
Yeah, and you can pour that. I've been rambling on for almost a half hour already. I don't know. All right, so this is Russell's Reserve. Did you pull up information on Russell's for us? All right. Thank you. Can I have the bottle? All right, Percy, read this for me. All right. So this is Russell's Reserve, and this is a private barrel selection. And we just talked to our good friend Greta Harper.
Yes,
from Makers.
Yep.
Our diplomat friend about picking a barrel through Makers. And this is a barrel that was picked by our good friend over at the Wine Garden.
Oh, Mr. Batu. Tony did that. All right.
Yeah, and this is from the Brotherhood of the Barrel.
Brotherhood?
Brotherhood of the Barrel. I haven't even sipped yet.
No.
And so this was one that they did, and it was pretty cool. And it's 1.21 gigawatts. That's what the proof came in at 55.
Yeah, it's 110.
110 proof.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the bourbon clubs, they have fun with their stickers.
Yes, they do.
And this is a cool Back to the Future sticker on the bottle. It's kind of fun. All right, so what do we know about Russell's? It's part of the Wild Turkey family.
It's part of the Wild Turkey family.
That's where my knowledge ends.
Well, I will share with you the mash bill.
All right.
To start off. So, yeah, we already know it's 55% alcohol, so 110 proof. The composition, or the mash bill, if you will, is 75% corn.
Okay.
So, somewhat corn forward in that regard. 13% rye and a 12% barley would make up the mash bill there. It's actually aged 10 years in virgin American white oak barrels.
All right.
Right. And it does come in around $60, as far as the price goes, depending on what state you live in and what have you.
All right.
But from the actual Wild Turkey website, the Russell's Reserve single barrel bourbon is actually matured in the number 4 char, alligator char as it's called. Of course, in American white oak barrels. And it's handpicked by the master distillers. So it is its own unique personality. But it's supposed to have a rich, creamy toffee feel to it.
Right.
I don't want to infect your palate in any way, shape, or form, but you're also going to get that vanilla feel from it as well.
And people that know this is coming out of Warehouse F on floor 6.
Yeah, right.
I love how detailed these things are. So this was distilled in December of 2009, and it was bottled in November of 19. Yep. So you just a month shy of 10 years on that.
And one of the things that Russell's Reserve is actually kind of known for, and it continues to expand, is their single barrel program. And it does seem to be growing as it gets more legs behind it. And the legs on this is actually pretty darn good. Those oils are really hanging on to the side of this glass. So
the nose was really nice for me. I didn't get ethanol at all.
No.
It wasn't over sweet for me.
Almost like I'm getting a little bit of a cherry off of it, like a cherry, almost licorice type deal. Because you know how I love my Twizzlers, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of getting that licorice cherry feel from it.
Cherry ball.
So it smells a lot more complex than probably what it tastes like. But I'm gonna dive in.
I'm diving. Here we go.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I feel the corn.
I feel the 55.
Yeah, that warmth that's lingering down as you.
I've been teaching all day, so that's the first sip of anything I've had today.
Not necessarily.
I love those old movies where the teacher's got a fifth in their desk.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I went into teaching. And
Speaking
they
of
change those rules.
Speaking of Back to the Future,
Who knows? They'd frown upon that now. There's so many things you can't do that they did in the movie. Hit kids.
Yeah.
Have a fifth of bourbon in your desk. It took all the fun right out of it.
that heat, not it's not a burn. It's there's a heat to it, but it kind of lingers for a little bit longer than most that I've experienced in the past. But as it continues to sit, it gets a little more. I want to say
it goes all the way to the back
more
of
fruit.
your palate, though. It goes all the way to the back of my palate.
Yeah,
it goes all the way.
Yeah,
actually, the tip of my tongue is numb, and it's warm. It goes all the flavors going all the way back.
Definitely get the caramel out of it though.
Almost an icing on the nose after I've sipped it a couple times. So a sweet, not too sweet, but an icing.
Now remember you have to chew it the second time, right? Let it linger there for a little bit, chew around. You're going to get a little bit more out of that. You might get more of that licorice feel out of it, maybe possibly guava.
There's something. Oh, wait. Stop suggesting crap, damn it. Yeah, there's something. There's a lot of flavor in that. And the heat is hanging out on my palate, just hanging out.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna sip on this for a moment, but I want to see where the palate goes and the aftertaste, for lack of a better term. Just kind of let it linger there for a little bit, let that warmth kind of take over, and let it kind of spread across my palate at the same time. Actually, this is actually a very good drink. It's easily drinkable. And it doesn't sting the nostrils. It doesn't make you want to not try it again. You want to go back for more. Yeah, I'm trying to get more earthy out of it, kind of herby. So I'm trying to place the herb that I'm getting after not sipping on it for a second.
Oregano. I don't know. I'm just making crap up.
Like cinnamon almost.
Oregano. Oh, okay. I'm not getting that, but
no?
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Everyone's palate is different, and you may have. I was drinking coffee earlier today, even before we even started tonight. You had a freaking sloppy Joe, for dinner. So it's there are a lot of things that affect your palate.
I'm a master chef. Brown some meat and open a can. Colin, dinner's ready.
Manwich.
Oh yeah, I got lunch for days.
But yeah, at 110, you don't the warmth is there, but it doesn't drink like a 110. But the burn is there. Yeah. But it doesn't say burn; it's warmth.
Yeah.
We're trying to move away from burn because that's got a negative connotation towards it.
Right.
It doesn't burn; it's just got that nice lingering warmth to it as it continues to coat your palate.
Yeah. So kill, marry, screw, Matt. The Russell's Reserve.
I would marry this actually.
I did, and I would do it again.
Yeah.
I've actually noticed the bottle was open when you arrived, and because it's been here. I've had it for probably a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know when they passed them out when they were selling them at Tony's. I've had a good
at the Wine Garden,
pre-COVID. And it's just been sitting, waiting for a just a taste. And that's why I was like, Matt, you better get over so we can do just a taste before I empty the bottle. I don't think it's going to make it past the Super Bowl. So, yeah. So
no, this is something
I've been doing it on ice, and it's been very, very pleasant with one big ice cube.
Fair enough. No, I would marry this. I would keep it on the shelf. I would share this with friends that came over.
Yeah.
Or just give it a pour, and it. For the price point, you'd want to hang on to it for a little bit.
And I wanted to share it with you, Mike.
Oh, thank you, sir. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah.
There we go. Man Cave Happy Hour, mancavehappyhour.com is the website. And we appreciate you hanging out with us while we do these things and talk about stuff and play with the cat. We appreciate people hanging out with us. It's T-shirts are available.
Ooh, wearingfunny.com.
Wearing Funny. I got a couple more designs I want to do.
All right.
It should be pretty cool.
Awesome.
Person wants to smell the bottle. And so wearingfunny.com is where the merch is, and our other shows, Detroit City of Champions and Animal Talk, and then all of the things that record out of the Podcast Detroit Northville studios.
Right.
Stuff to check out, podcastdetroit.com. Just a whole array of shows.
Join us.
Things you can find and do. And thanks for joining us on the Face Space.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do it again very, very soon.
Yep.
Until next time, cheers.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers, Pussycat.